Hey y'all, this is Jamie. Ooh. Why is it, I think that means I wear this too much, that it's in my ear and I don't even realize it. It's been in my ear for like 2 hours now and I have not had anything playing. Hey y'all, this is Jamie. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I am so excited because I'm going to be reviewing the new ColourPop X BT21 collection. So that is going to include the eyeshadow palette. I got all 7 shades of the Super Shock shadows as well as all 3 shades of the lip oils. I got the entire PR collection. I did not receive this in PR. I did purchase it myself, but you can purchase the PR collection. So I will be sharing all of those with y'all. We're going to do swatches of every single shade in the palette as well as the Super Shock shadows. I did lip swatches of every shade of lip oil. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we get into that, question of the day. Who is your favorite BT21 character? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so really excited about today's video because this is kind of combining the 2 types of content I do on this channel, BTS and makeup and beauty. So really excited. BT21, if you did not know, is kind of a line friends group of characters that were created by the members of BTS. So there is one character for each member. They used to have a contract with the Cream Shop, but that contract just ended. So they now are able to do collaborations with other brands. So the first one they decided to do, I guess, was with ColourPop, which I'm really excited about because I love ColourPop. I think it has great quality for great prices. So I'm really excited that they decided to do a collaboration with an affordable brand rather than doing one with a kind of more expensive brand straight out of the gate. I actually think even ColourPop is a little bit more affordable than the Cream Shop. So super excited about that and looking forward to sharing this with y'all. And I've spent like the last 2 hours playing with this, with all of this. So I tend to do my TikTok content at the same time. So it's like I've been doing stuff in landscape and then like flipping over and doing it in portrait again for my TikTok. So if you're not following me over on TikTok, go ahead and go give it a follow if you would like, if you have a TikTok yourself. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm actually going to start with the lips. So as we do with all the reviews on my channel, we're going to talk a little bit about the actual product, about the details of the product, how much it is, how many shades they have of it, and then I'm going to get into the actual application. In this case is the swatches, and then we are going to end with my pros and cons and rating of the product. So lip oils, let's go. Alright, so these right here are the Luxe Lip Oils, and super cute. I really love the packaging of this because on each side it has each of the members and it's super cute. So the whole theme of this collection is Bon Voyage, which Bon Voyage is a series that BTS does where they, where I guess we can follow along with them as they take a trip to different places around the world. In this case, I guess their BT21 characters are going on a little vacation. So everything is very like pool, water themed. These Luxe Lip Oils, they come in 3 different shades. For these lip oils, you can either get them as part of the PR collection, which is $114. The just regular full collection is $110. You can also get these as part of a lip set to just get all 3 of the shades, and that is $28. And then you can get each shade individually, and that is $10 each. So these lip oils are infused with a blend of antioxidant-rich chamomile and calendula oils to nourish and moisturize your pout. So I really am in love with lip oils. That's probably one of my favorite lip products to use. These do have a little bit of a tint, but they do not have a super opaque color payoff on the lips. So these come in 3 different shades, so going from kind of lightest to darkest. So we first have the shade Across the Galaxy, which is described as a crystal clear with bright gold pinpoints. Then we have the shade Mighty Squad, which is a sheer cool-toned cherry red. And I will say it looks a lot different in person than it does online. So this is what it looks like online. This is what it looks like in person. So it's definitely more of a cherry red rather than the pink that it looks like online. And then lastly, we have the shade BFFs, which is a bright hot orange. So as far as my pros and cons for this particular product, and actually I'm gonna go ahead, I put on the NYX, this is the Shine Loud High Pigment Lip Shine. I just put on the liquid lipstick side. I did not put on the gloss because I wanted to put a little bit of this over top just to see kind of what it would look like. And this is also why I decided to do the lips first. Beautiful. Love that. So let's go into pros and cons of these lip oils. So let's start with cons. Con number one, I will say that these two shades are actually quite similar on the lips. So I don't know, I kind of wish that they had had something that was a little bit more different than these two shades, because we have this like clear with gold, and then we have two shades that are pretty similar. So I wish that there was a little bit more of a difference between these two shades, like maybe give more of like a true red, or maybe give even more like a purplish shade or something like that. But I wish that we had like 3 distinctly different shades. And then con number two is actually the packaging, like the component that this comes in. So similar to like the Makeup Revolution, like Pout Bomb plumping lip glosses, or any of their lip glosses really, these are just really thick, and I'm not always the biggest fan of that because I feel like they're not super portable, and also they sometimes are a little hard to store because they are so thick. But I am really just nitpicking because I actually really do love this product, which leads me into my pros. So pro number one, I love the texture and the feel on the lips. So these are so comfortable, whether or not you're wearing them with a liquid lipstick. That just turned my lips from dry to like super juicy very quick, with very little of it actually on my lips. I loved how it felt without the liquid lipstick, with it just on its own. So I absolutely love lip oils, and these are a little bit thicker. I think they're somewhere in between a like lip oil and a lip gloss, which I actually really love. And then pro number two, I love the applicator. I love these paddle applicators. I just feel like I can like completely get all of my lip in just one swipe, so I love these paddle applicators. This leads to my rating for this product. For the lip oils, I would definitely give this, because I feel like I really was nitpicking with those two cons that I had. I think I would give these a 4.5. Love this product, would highly recommend. So moving on to the eyeshadow palette. So I was super excited to get this because it just looked so freaking cute, and I love the color story of this, but that's kind of giving a little bit of a hint into my pros and cons. So let's first talk about the product details. So for this product, you can get it as part of the PR collection, you can get it as part of the just regular full collection, or you can get it by itself for $30. So this is a 24 shadow palette full of colorful shades like bubblegum pink, pastel lilac, and bright emerald green in matte, metallic, pressed glitter, and matte sparkle finishes. Ooh, actually it looks like I'm on ColourPop's website right now, and it looks like just the palette is out of stock right now. Oh my gosh, it looks like everything is out. So it looks like you cannot get the palette right now. I am so sorry. I knew that this would happen, but I kind of felt, I was like, oh, maybe ColourPop will understand that this is something associated with BTS and that people would like swarm to it. And would get plenty of product, but it looks like the eyeshadow palette right now is sold out. So if you have not already received yours, I'm so sorry. Right now it's out of stock. I'm hoping that maybe they'll have a restock. I don't know how much they restock when it comes to their collections and their collaborative collections, but hopefully they will have a restock, because the full collection set, the full collection kit, the PR collection, as well as the eyeshadow palette are all out of stock. But it does have the option to email me when it's back in stock, so I'm hoping that that means that they're actually going to restock. So let's talk about this. So as I said, it is 24 shadows. It is matte, metallic, pressed glitters, and matte shimmers. This is what it looks on the inside. I am in love with the actual palette. It is so cute, and it is definitely one of those palettes that you could keep on display. And one of the things that I love that I actually don't include in my pros, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it now. I love the fact that they have the shade names on the back, but they also have the shade names on the inside of each palette right next to each shade. I absolutely love that, but this is super cute. I love the artwork that is on this palette. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into swatches for the palette. So for these swatches, I decided to go by column rather than usually I go by row, but I decided to go by column because first of all, I wanted them to fit on my hand, because that is how I am now doing swatches rather than on my wrist, just because it's so much easier that way. I don't have to try to like get in a fun position because you know your wrist is one of those like weird things. We are going down each column. That also tends to be how they organize the different like looks that you can use and the different like color palettes that go with each other. So like I feel like this you can do a look with, this you can do a look with, this you can do a look with. So that is how we're gonna do them today. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna start on this side, let's do it. So in this first column, we have the shades Guardian, Tada, Hoodie, and Prankster. And Prankster, by the way, is a shade that is not considered eye safe. I'm guessing it's because it can possibly stain your eyes. This is an orange shade. And then going over it again, I went over it for the second time. Again, Guardian, Tada, Hoodie, and Prankster. Over on the next column, we have the shades Fluffy, Hardy Rumps, Crunchy Squad, and Off the Wall. And Hardy Rumps is one of the pressed glitter shades, which is again not intended for use in the immediate eye area because it is a pressed glitter and it does have kind of bigger glitter particles. Going over it for a second time, Fluffy, Hardy Rumps, Crunchy Squad, and Off the Wall. Off the Wall is also considered not safe for the immediate eye area, probably because of the color. When they say that, usually carmine is used to get like a red shade. So usually shades that are red or red undertones tend to use carmine, which is like crushed up beetles. So when you have a brand or a product that's vegan, it doesn't use that product, so it tends to use some form of dye, which has a higher chance of dyeing or staining your skin. So moving on to the third column, we have the shades Pure at Heart, Gentle Soul, Gotta Dance, and No Milk! Exclamation point. And Pure at Heart is considered not safe for the immediate eye area as well because it is a bit of a glitter shade. And again, going over it for a second time, again, Pure at Heart, Gentle Soul, Gotta Dance, and No Milk. And going on, moving on to the next column, we have the shades Wisecracker, Brawny, Curious Soul, and Num Num. And yay, there are no warnings for any of these shades. So again, going over it for the second time, we have Wisecracker, Brawny, Curious Soul, and Num Num. Moving over to the fifth column, we have the shades Talented, Cool Moves, Mystery Dancer, and Universe. And the shades Cool Moves and Mystery Dancer again have that asterisk, not intended for immediate eye area use, probably because of the risk of staining. And again, going over the second time, we have Talented, Cool Moves, Mystery Dancer, and Universe. And finally, for our last column, we have the shades Thinker, Sleepyhead, Gotcha, and Your Galaxy. And Thinker and Sleepyhead both have the warning. Thinker because it is a pressed glitter shade, and then Sleepyhead most likely because of the risk of staining. And again, going over it one more time, Thinker, Sleepyhead, Gotcha, and Your Galaxy. All right, so moving on to how I created this look right here, I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's wrap up this review of the eyeshadow palette with pros and cons and my final rating. So, con number one. These shades are actually pretty crumbly. I found myself having to wipe away, or I know, not supposed to, but blow on these a little bit because some of the shades were getting into the neighboring shades a little bit, and that was just when I was doing swatches. So they are a little bit crumbly if you go into them with your finger. Let me try to go into them. I don't think I noticed much when I was going in. Yeah, I don't notice as much going in with a brush, but if you're going in with your finger, definitely be mindful of that. Con number 2, even though I love the artwork on this and I think it's super cute, it is a bit of a missed opportunity to have a mirror here. I feel like they could have put a mirror right here instead of the pool, have them still in their little beach chairs, and maybe put Bon Voyage on each side. I wish there was a mirror in here. That is all. And then con number 3, you guys probably could guess from me doing the swatches, there are so many of these shades that have the asterisk next to them and the warning not intended for use in the immediate eye area. Now, I'm not as against that when it comes to some of the shades that could maybe stain your skin. The thing that bothers me the most about that are the glitter shades, and ColourPop continues to put these glitter shades in this palette that have these big glitter particles that I just don't understand. Now, they have 3 pressed glitter shades in here. They have Thinker up here, there is Hardy Rumps right here, and then Pure at Heart. Pure at Heart has a bit finer of glitter in them, so I actually probably would use this one because they're not quite as big, but Thinker and Hardy Rumps over here have very big particles of glitter in them, and like I said, ColourPop tends to put, they have usually at least one of those shades in like every palette that they come out with, definitely every collaboration that they do. I'm glad that they decided not to come out with the actual like glitter shades like on their own and put it in the collection, because I always felt like that was such a waste. I wish that they would stop putting those in their palettes and just stop making, I wish that they would stop making them kind of a little bit. I feel like their shimmer shades and their metallic shades are impressive enough, and their Super Shock shadows are impressive enough that they don't need those glitter shades. So as far as pros to this palette, I think it goes without saying the theming of this whole collection, but definitely this palette, I just think it's super cute. I think that's kind of the nature of BT21 and these characters. They're just extremely adorable characters. So I think you put them on anything and it's gonna be cute. Loved the theming of this. And that kind of brings us to pro number 2. I love the color story of this palette. I think it is bright, I think it is fun, I think it is cute, and it is perfectly in line with BT21, and I think definitely represents BT21 well. I think you see all of the colors of each of the characters in here, and I love that because I just get so disappointed sometimes when they have a collection that's based on a character or based on a movie, based on something, and then they end up not having certain colors that are like unique to that character. They don't have them anywhere in the palette. And this is not just with ColourPop, it's with other brands as well, but that like drives me crazy and I can't stand it. But you can go through like every single one of these characters and find each of their colors. Like Tata, we have this blue right here and this red right here. We have these pink shades for Cookie. We have these yellow shades for Chimmy. We have these little blue shades and up here for Mung. We have Koya, this blue shade, this blue shade. We have Shooky, we have these brown shades right here. We have RJ, these white shades over here and the red shade of his scarf. So, I mean, we've got all the shades in here and I love it. And then of course, pro number 3, the quality of the shadows. I feel like that's at least something that you're always gonna get with ColourPop shadows. Even if they're not inventive with their colors, even if it's a little bit boring, I feel like you can pretty much always count on ColourPop to have great quality shadows. So because of that, I am also going to give, honestly, I think I'm gonna give this a 5. I really liked it, and I can kind of forgive those things that I said as a, no, you know what, I'm gonna give this a 4. I'm gonna give this a 4.5, because I really wish that ColourPop would stop putting those glitter shades in here. So we're gonna dock half a point for the glitter shades. So we're gonna give this a 4.5. All right, so the last products that we have are the Super Shock shadows. So there are 7 different shades for each of the 7 characters. I got all of them. We're gonna do swatches for all of them. let's get into it. So there are a few different ways that you can get these Super Shock shadows. A couple of the ways that you can are no longer available. They are sold out, but as with the other ones, you can get as part of the full collection set, as part of the PR collection set. You can also get them on their own. Each different shade is sold individually. The ones that they are out of stock though, individual shades, are Truly Loving, which is the Koya shade, Playful Sweetheart, which is the Cookie shade, Just Like Sunshine, which is the Mang shade, and then Making Mischief, which is the Shooky shade. All of the other shades are still available. The Tata shade, the Chimmy shade, the RJ shade, those are still available. And then they also have a Super Shock shadow and pigment set where you can get all 7 of them together, and that is $45. It right now is out of stock, but again, you can sign up for the little email list and they'll send you an email when it comes back in stock if they do a restock. And then the individual Super Shock shadows are $8. So these have what they call a tie-dye finish that transform 3 of their colors into one totally unique hue, which I actually really like. I initially was gonna put that down as one of my cons of this product, was that it has the whole tie-dye shade, but then you end up just swirling it all together and it's just one shade. But I actually think that that's really cool that you end up having like 3 different shades that make one unique shade when you actually put it on your lid. Let's go ahead and go through each individual shade. So let's start out with RJ. RJ is of course the character for Jin, the oldest member of BTS. And this color right here is a soft, icy peach hue. And here is the swatch. And then I went in again a second time. And RJ's shade, Fluffy and Hungry, is still available. Then we have Shooky. So Shooky is the character created by Suga, aka August D, aka Min Yoongi. And this one is a cool toned silvery bronze. Here is the swatch with one swipe, and then the swatch with a second swipe. And unfortunately, this one is sold out right now. So then we have the Mang shade, Just Like Sunshine, of course, which is the character created by J-Hope, aka Jung Ho-sok. So this one is a cool toned blue. Here is the swatch with one swipe, and here it is with a second swipe. And unfortunately, this one is also sold out. So then we have the Koya shade, Truly Loving. Koya is the character created by RM, aka Kim Namjoon, leader of BTS. And this is a cool toned silvery lilac. So here is the Koya shade with one swipe, and here it is with a second swipe. And unfortunately, this one is also sold out. Then moving on to Little Chimmy. This one is called Passionate Friend. It is Chimmy, which is the character created by Jimin, aka Park Jimin. This is a vibrant lime green. So here is the swatch with one swipe and the swatch with a second swipe. And Passionate Friend, the Chimmy shade, is still available. Then we have the shade Crown Prince, which is Tata, the character created by V, aka Kim Taehyung. And this one is a metallic pinky red. Here is the swatch with one swipe and the swatch with a second swipe. And this one is still available. And then finally we have Cookie, which is the shade Playful Sweetheart. Cookie is the character created by Jungkook, aka Jung Jungkook, youngest member of BTS. And this is a metallic warm baby pink. And here is the swatch with one swipe and with a second swipe. And unfortunately, Cookie is all sold out. All right, so moving on to pros and cons. All right, so actually for the Super Shock shadows, I did not have any cons. So pros, I do love the colors. I again think that each of these colors is very unique to the actual character, is very appropriate for each character, and I loved them. And I think that there's definitely a variation in the shades. Pro number 2 is the color payoff. So I did end up doing 2 swipes for each swatch, but I don't feel that 2 swipes were always necessary. Pro number 3 is the texture. I love the texture of these Super Shock shadows. They are so soft, they're almost velvety, and they almost are like a tad bit wet, and I just absolutely love the look that it gives because of the texture of this product. So definite pro. So that brings us to the rating. I'm honestly gonna give these a 5. I love Super Shock shadows from ColourPop. I love these colors. Yeah, I do wish that Chimmy's had been a little more yellow. It reads a little more green, and that makes sense because there is more in the like tie-dye, there's a more green than there is of the white or the yellow. But I do wish that the Chimmy shade had been a little more yellow, because honestly there's not really any green on Chimmy. So yeah, I wish that this shade had been a little more just pure yellow, but I am still gonna give this a 5. Alright, so I have a feeling that that was a long one, but that is it for today's video and today's review. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Give this a thumbs up if you will, that really helps me and it helps YouTube know that you guys are liking my content. And if it knows that people like my content, it will start recommending it a little bit more to other people, so that would really help me out a lot. Remember to leave down in the comments who is your favorite BT21 character. I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye y'all.